Hello, everyone. 1 minute early. Haha. I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare. You are in the right place. That's how we flow. All right. I'm Katrina, and we are talking about all things homesteading tonight. About half an hour in, I'm going to talk about a topic which is beneficial to know about if you're in my region, but also beneficial to know about if you're in other parts of the world. So, Um, that'll be in suspense until then, huh? Somebody keep me to that. I'm trying to introduce our topic of the day um, a little bit earlier than halfway through. So, anyway, so hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody saw today's video because, man, I am making progress with Miss Mama Kitty. She is letting me pet her as long as Mr. Ringo Kitty is between us. It's so funny. If you haven't checked out today's video, I don't remember where that is in the week in review, but it is happening. So um, there you go. Now there's one announcement. No, I never hardly ever have announcements. Um, I may need to change one day a week to either a different time or a different day. I'm working on thinking about where that might fit. Um, on Saturday, I went to a bee course and that the Southern Oregon Beekeepers Association puts on, and they have a monthly meeting. I think it's the first Monday of every month. Um, anyway, so I'm thinking about how to coordinate that with everything else that I'm doing, and hopefully I'll be able to uh, do that and get bees hopefully next year. I know this year I could do it, but I want to be super ready. So hopefully next year. And there's a local person here that's totally into being a mentor, super excited about it, and it's awesome. So uh, that keep that in your mind. That one, I think it's the first Monday um, of the month. I might have to change around. So the meeting is a place that's an hour away. Um, I don't know how far away it is on a Monday. We don't have traffic here like I did where I used to live, so at least there's that. But yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. Hope you guys are all doing well. And let me scroll up, see who was here first. Dawn's here. You don't see this comment. I do see this comment. I do. I was first like, but this will go poof as soon as a couple comments are made. Nope, I saw it this time, Dawn. I know usually it does, but welcome. Jacob says, hello, all. Hello, Jacob. Welcome. And Vern is here. Welcome, Verna. I have not listened to your live yet, so if there's any important things that happened, I missed it. Hopefully you're doing well. Verna is Vay's place. She is in blue with a little match. She is my moderator and awesome person. And if you are homesteading in a apartment settings, check out her channel. She does some awesome stuff and has a live on Saturday mornings. And yeah, awesome. Welcome. All right. Verna says, well, I was like fourth like. Oh my gosh, you guys were here early, huh? Well, that's okay. Welcome back. All right. Erica's here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Erica. Steve's here. Hey. Steve's also a moderator in blue with a little wrench, and he is awesome. And he's just awesome. Yeah. Steve, if you want me to say something else about you can always say something else. Let me know. Anyway, he's good. And we have awesome people in here. All right, bunch of slackers snuck in and left. Well, we have some people here now. Buster's here. Hey to all. Hey Buster. Hope you're doing well. And Joy's here. Hello all from Western Oregon. Hi Joy. So the thing I'm going to talk about, Joy, is well south of you, but it's always good to know. All right. And everybody's saying hi and hello. You are doing great. Me with Mama Kitty. Yeah, she's so funny because she will totally lash out and scratch me if he is not in between us. And I just called the vet today to confirm. So she had him, I think it was like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And she has a vet appointment. She has to have an initial appointment to get all her checkup and vaccines and blood work before she gets spayed. Um, and that's scheduled for the 28th of May. And then, um, so that actually ended up being the perfect time. The vet said, yep, babies should be weaned by then. We can take her away from them for a while, get her figured out. And then on the 4th of June is when she will be spayed. So hopefully she'll let me catch her. I have a feeling she might be living in the laundry room before that. Honestly, it probably will be the best thing if I do that. And I don't know. I'm not sure how to do it otherwise. Anyway, so she is going to be fixed. So this will be her last litter. Hopefully they are good kittens and do well. And yeah, but she is getting closer to me. She really wants to be pet, but she really doesn't want like me to be the one to do it. I think that's what it is. She's totally fine with me. She knows that's where food comes from. She goes for walks with us, but she really just she wants the loving, but she's really not sure about the person thing, I think. Yeah. Ooh, Buster's asking for are there storms in your area? I have not looked at the weather in your guys' direction. Slight storm went through. Okay. Tommy's here, the Aquatic News Network. Welcome, Tommy. Howdy, Earthlings, he says. Did you do your let me start over. Did you do your turbidity test and your all of that yet? Yeah. So Verna, Tuesday night. So I don't want to change completely because I'm involved in another thing on Tuesday and I've only been to 2 meetings, I think now. So I need to actually ask someone when the meetings are, if they're always on the same, you know, I don't know if they're random or if they're always on the same night of the week, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Except for on nights that it doesn't work. And it might be that we do late on Tuesday or early on Tuesday. Actually early on Tuesday would be fine. Well, no, it doesn't. I have appointments that I go to on every other Tuesday. So it would have to line up. So anyway, I am thinking about Tuesday night, but it would be later. And so I'm not sure if people are up for later because I don't know what time later is. It would probably be too late. Anyway, so I'm thinking about how to do different things. Yeah. All right. Steve says if they talk about storms in my area, I'm changing the channel. Love it. Love it. Oh, Erica's hoping to be soon as well. Awesome. Yeah, it was a pretty cool class. It was a beginner level class. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to talk so fast. I'm so excited to see you guys. Dewey Karen did the lecture part. He's a very well-known bee person. And so he was really interesting to talk to. He actually keeps African bees in the southern hemisphere as well, and so that was interesting to hear about. And so he lives up here and lives down there and all that. So anyway, wealth of information. And then we broke out into groups and actually got into some hives, and it was a lot of fun. It was I've gone, so you guys know, hey, let's put that up. Let's see if this even comes up. Hey, it came up. Okay. So I did do a live chat on the 15th of April last year. Okay, so we're almost exactly a year ago with Aaron Gidros, and So chat, oops, I can't see what I'm writing. Chat with Erin. Okay, so here's that chat if you guys want to rethink about bees. I do have a bunch of footage from someone that I spent a day with doing hive stuff really right before I left. And I haven't had the time to put it together into a video yet, which is very sad, but that's okay. So I've talked with him. I've been in the field with this other person. I've been exposed to it in a couple other times in person. And so it was really nice about this time is I felt like I had enough information and enough prior visual in-person visual experiences that I knew what I was looking at when the hive was open. Now they did go into other things that were more specific, and we did a mite check, and there was none. And these were commercial bees, so that we were looking at. So they may have already been treated for mites, but it was very interesting. It's so cool to see just the hive activity and when they change their sound, how amazing that is. And what's nice is Sunday, yeah. So there have been a few bees here and there. I've been seeing them a few times. You know, when the plums bloom, there was a few. There wasn't that many. But Sunday, the bees were all over the cherry tree and the pear tree, and they were buzz. And if you again saw the video from this morning, which I got out late because I wanted to go to bed last night and it was not done yet, so I did that, and then it took forever to actually export this morning. But they were definitely out in force. So I expect lots of cherries and lots of pears. And they're still, today they're out there and all that. So I think they're up for the season now. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm hoping to experience that. I did experience at my old place. My neighbor raised bees, and she had a couple hives, and both of them swarmed within a couple days of each other, and they both landed in my peach tree. And I saw one actually come up out of her yard and do this whole circle thing, and end of days looking like, and then all settle in on the peach tree. And the what's the group of bees called? I want to call it a beard, but I know it has a different name. The big clump was like this big both times. Like she had big hives. They was ready to split. And so I was actually with her when she got them, and I didn't have the bee suit and the all that kind of stuff, but I did have a delicates bag for the laundry. So I put on a big brimmed hat, long sleeve gloves, big brimmed hat with a delicates bag over it, and zipped the zipper up to my neck. It worked. It was too the holes were too small for them to get through, and I could see, and it worked. Yeah. There's the poor man's version. Anyway, so I was there for both of those. So the swarmed with her, and then I actually called her brother. She was out of town. She's like, I'm gonna be out of town. If it happens again, call my brother. Okay, so I called him and was there for that. And it's amazing. Like when they know the queen is in the box, so once they figure it out, then the ladies start fanning the pheromone, and everybody just goes into the box. Anyway, so that is an interesting thing. That is it's a really good it was a really good experience. It is really good that my knowledge that I thought I actually had. You guys know what I'm talking about? Anyway, it was fun. And there we go. All right. Everybody's saying hello. All right. Tommy says, my creek segment I was telling you about premiered this morning. Awesome. I have several more in the field segments lined up too. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Did you try the Seki disc? I'm just curious. Yeah. All right. Jacob's here. Welcome, Jacob. Oh, wait. I already welcomed you, but I will welcome you again. Welcome again. All right. Tommy, you were in a suit in a creek. Okay. Got a fishing net. I do not have a fishing net. Why do I need a fishing net? For Mama Kitty? Maybe. I don't. I don't have a fishing net. What are you wanting me to do with a fishing net? Oh, you did not do the turbidity test yet. Waiting for a tester. Oh, okay. Okay. Blacktail shiners. All right. Cool. We'll watch out for that. Serena's here. Hi, cousins. Hi, Serena. I hope you're doing well. All right. Secchi. Secchi. Secchi disc. And that's a note for Tommy. A Secchi disc is a measurement of turbidity, of water clarity, basically. So how clear is the water? And it's a disc, and it is a circle split into 4 pieces, and 2 are white and 2 are black, diagonal. And you can make one. And it gets lowered into the water column and until you can't see the difference between the white and the black. And that you measure the string, the rope, whatever, from the distance from the water down to the disc. So you take it by the water and you pull it up and you say, okay, how long is it? And you'll have to look up to figure out what that means exactly. But it's often used as a comparative measure as well. So like season to season or year to year or even creek to creek. So yeah. All right. Jacob says we have had insane winds from yesterday into today, unfortunately. It makes working outside interesting. I bet it does. I bet it does. Insane winds like just winds or like storm winds? Do you guys get out where you are? You're Wisconsin, right? So like in California, there's the Santa Ana winds. I think I actually have some of that in Oregon too. And then Alaska has some winds that come off of glacier. And like there's all these different the Chinook winds or somewhere. Like, do you guys have a named wind event that is an annual event? I don't know. Yeah. Serena says, I got strawberry plants from Sam's Club. The members mark dormant 40 count and planted 223 to 224. I think. Okay. You're going to have to count them again. No, I'm kidding. Filled up the green stalk and used a crab shell plant food kelp meal. Cats are sniffing. Yeah. So here is a tip, Serena, and whoever else is doing that. Oh, 23, not 223. That is a difference, Serena. That is a little different. If you have cats bothering your garden, your raised beds specifically, or maybe green stalks, if you put forks sticking out like a little fortress, yes, lots of them. It could be plastic forks, it could be decomposable forks, it could be metal forks, and just put a couple rows, about that far apart, then the cats will no longer jump in your bed. I know this because I saw it somewhere. I used cat scram. That stuff does not work. It's a commercially available something. I don't know. It has like peppermint and blood meal or something. Like, well, that's not gonna keep cats away. Does not work. And then I tried all sorts of stuff, and that was what I landed on. I'm like, well, this is ridiculous, but let's try this. I was already doing pinwheels for birds. My garden looked ridiculous. But it does work. So yeah, it does work. All right. Yeah, 223 in green stock is a lot of green stocks. That is true. True statement, Steve. Swarm is actually a bearding. They use that format to regulate heat on hot days. No, so there's true, it beards, but there's another term that is in here and not coming out my mouth. Yeah. Okay. Calipers. Oh my gosh, Tommy. We're not shooting strawberries. Although shooting strawberries sounds like a fantastically ridiculous country song. There you go. Serena says, I have one green stalk and it has 5 tiers since I am 5'2". So I have 3 pockets to plant in. 4 already had other plants. Okay, so 26 actually got planted. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, different instruments do read different, Tommy, and it gives you slightly different information. And like the Secchi disc, it's kind of like, so they used to measure the height of a tree by, there's this thing that, you guys know the little pull chain on a fan, like the little balls. So it's that material, it's that it's not material, what is it? Chain. And you put the last one in your teeth and you haul it out and you look through. Is that for the height or the width? It's either for the height or the width. But anyway, you look through a hole in like this modified needle thing and there's measurements and you can see like how, I don't remember if it's wide or high, but anyway, it's an old fashioned way to measure things. Doesn't require technology, doesn't require, much, fairly consistent. Kind of like diameter at breast height is how trees are measured. And breast height is, for me, it's here. For the person who taught me about it, it's here because she was very short. And that is at a specific height, but they used it because it was an easy measurement for foresters to do. Just go like this and measure the tree. And most foresters had a height range, a certain height range. So like that, the Secchi disc is a low technology thing that might have a little bit more variability depending on who reads it. But if you're reading it every time, you should have the same bias as last time. That makes sense. Like everybody's vision's different and all that. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys learned something fun. Okay. Yes, I typed it out. Secchi disc. Secchi. Yep. Or it'll be ordered immediately. Yeah, fishing net to catch mama kitty. That's what I was thinking. I actually thought about that, and she's been letting me pet her every morning. And I used to feed the bunnies, or not feed them, water them in the morning. I feed them at night. I used to water them in the morning, and the kitties would come with me, and then I'd feed them, the kitties. And I have more recently been feeding them first because she's shown this affinity towards petting. And I'm wondering if it's kind of like, oh, I'm just getting up, just getting out of bed, just getting stretched, and I feel so nice. I'm wondering if that's part of it. Or, whether if she's running around or whatever, and if she comes back, she's like, oh, I'm up already. Anyway, but I should get something like that, shouldn't I? Okay. Which flowers are always kissing? Tulips. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so fishing net to catch mama kitty. I probably should have done that when I was in Medford the other day. I got my camera back. My camera that took a spill out in the field is fixed and returned now. The B class was in the same direction as where Best Buy is. So I have it back now, but there's more stores down there than there's here. I wonder where I would even go around here. I bet there's a fishing store somewhere. All right. Verna says, I would put the kitty carrier / cage in your front room. She is close to you and learn that you're trustworthy before the doctor's appointment. Yeah, so what I plan to do is to catch her like the morning before or the night before, like not the night before, but the one before that, just so I know I have her, honestly. Um, and honestly, from the 28th to the 4th, she might just live in the laundry room and have me with her in the dog kennel. And um, I don't know that I would let her out at that point into the laundry room. I might, because there's no, restriction on that at that point. But once she's fixed and that. But yeah, I don't really want her in the front room. I don't want my house to smell like a litter box. It already smells like a litter box when the litter box is in the laundry room. That's my sticking point. Um, but I mean, I can definitely, go in there several times and work from in there and all that. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And then I also considered, well, do I let Ringo in during that time so he can say, they can say hi to each other, stuff like that. Because she's very attached to him. Okay. Serena says, which flowers only bloom a certain time of day? 4 o'clocks. Yep. I know 4 o'clocks. Which flowers have trouble playing the waiting game? Impatience. You're welcome, Tommy. Just a straight line wins. Okay, so you don't have, they're not named yet, huh? Yeah. Steve says, what do you call a bee that can't make up its mind? A baby. Did you hear about the bee that was allergic to honey? When it ate some, it got beehives. So I knew this already, but I didn't have it in this context. Someone at the workshop said that bees are the original junk food eaters because they don't eat anything natural. And you think about it, you're like, what? Yeah, they don't eat anything until it's been processed. They don't eat the nectar. They don't eat the honey. They don't eat the pollen. I mean, the honey they do. They have to make the honey. They don't eat the nectar. They don't eat the pollen. They have to make it into something before they eat it. Isn't that ridiculous? And it's okay. I like it. Anyway, it's fun. There's a name for the winds? I'm not sure of it, but our springs are normally windy, Jacob says. Okay. Yeah, Dawn says traps and relocate is mainly what I do with cats. Yeah, but you know what? So Mama Kitty and Ringo have not been eating as much. And I think it's because they're catching a lot of things to eat, which I am completely fine if they continue to catch a lot of things to eat because that's good. Yeah. That is extremely expensive. The Seki disc? It's just you can make one yourself. Just make it out of plastic or wood or whatever and paint, get the dimensions off the internet and just paint it. It doesn't have to float or sink or I mean, it should sink. It shouldn't float. But I mean, the measurement is how deep is the string. So you can make one yourself. I have faith in you, Tommy. Yeah. Don says they spread disease to your garden soil. Cats? Yard is fenced, so if they're in it, they are okay. Gonna get gone. A refractor scope. It's very not technical. It is literally a circle. Like you could paint a frisbee and drill a hole in the center and put a string on it. Yeah. Get the dimensions. I've seen different dimensions of it too, so yeah. Oh, digital turbidity is 400. Yeah. Yeah, you don't depending on what you're looking for, that is either helpful or not. If you're looking for what's in, we're going to be Tommy's special project right now. I mean, Tommy is a special project. There we go. If you are looking for what is in the water column, if you can find someone that does gas chromatograph, is that how you say it? Then that would be okay. Any soils lab would be able to. I mean, you'd have to take the water out of it. I think you might have to talk with them before you say, here, can you do this? Any soils lab they usually do the gas. What is it called? Gas chrome. It like has colorful flames. Gas chromat. Oh, mass spectrometry. There we go. Yes, gas chrom. I'm just gonna copy and paste this, Tommy. I will let you say it out loud. Okay, that's for Tommy. And it shouldn't be very expensive to run that if you're really, really, really vested in knowing what actually is in the water column or soil, or anything. Basically, they burn it, and different things burn at different colors, and it measures the color of the thing that is burning, and then says, oh yeah, that is that color, which means that's what burned. Very technical explanation right there. And if someone has a better explanation, go for it. But that's basically what it is. You put stuff in, you burn it, it turns colors, and then the machine says, oh, that color equals this. It can also do like it's 10% this and 5% this or whatever. All right. There we go. Yeah. All right. As long as the bias is the same as the control group, it's okay bias. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Your person needs to be the same. Like if it's you all every time, then that's fine. If you're wearing glasses, wear glasses. If you're not wearing glasses, don't wear glasses. So like make sure that measurement is the same, or that variable. There we go. Is the same. Yeah. Okay. Large collapsible fish net to catch my pigeon if they get somehow in the wrong aviary. How do they get in the wrong aviary? Oh my gosh. Okay. You caught an owl. Oh my gosh. An owl was in your aviary. How did an owl get in there? My goodness. Great horned owl. That's a big one. Yeah, they are beautiful. They are very beautiful. And the babies, oh my gosh, if you've ever seen a great horned owl baby, they look like a stuffed animal. Like they just look like, a plush stuffed animal. They don't look real. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Steve. Steve says we have two used to be strays that are finicky on when they can be touched. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Verna did a link to something. Okay. Yes, exactly. Homemade, do it yourself. Yes. Okay. Texas A&M will do those tests. You are in Texas. Use Texas A&M. And you may even, I mean, you may even be able to get in on someone's project and say, hey, someone doing a master's project or someone doing a field study project. And if you have specifically, well, you have to have permission to have access to these places. But as long as you have permission to have access to these places, you may incorporate those places into a study, which then you don't have to do. I mean, you can get the results and you can hang out with the graduate student that's doing it. But they can do all the work. Anyway, yeah, it's based off of burn color, but there can be some very subtle differences. Yeah. Okay. The owl made a hole. That makes sense. Yeah, it is smart. You have a guy to get access. Turning gears. And it will benefit whoever, if it benefits you and it benefits whoever is getting a degree. I mean, turbidity studies can be really important because it can measure erosion and some of the stuff from upstream that people might not know about. Anyway, it's pretty cool. All right. Joy says, my New Zealand doe was nesting on Friday. Put her box in on Saturday after fin clipping salmon all day. Wow. That is awesome. Good luck to your doe. I hope she has lots of babies that are all healthy and that she is healthy. Yeah, that's exciting, Joy. Awesome. Ravioli and risotto, not ravioli, rigatoni and risotto. Let's see. They get their nest boxes. Yeah, they get their nest boxes Saturday and Monday. So I was going to breed the other two this last weekend, but it didn't happen. So it's going to happen sometime this week. And then I get to build another 4x8 tractor because I think, I don't even know how old these ones are right here. The ones up by the garden. I need to look at that. I had to have it in the calendar. But yeah, I definitely need to make another one. So yeah. The bunnies that are in the 4x8 one now, they were supposed to be processed on Saturday. Instead, I went to a B class. So that's probably going to happen. Wait, is next Sunday Easter? Probably going to happen Easter. Is that bad? It's okay. Maybe on Saturday. Saturday, there's a Easter egg thing that I'm involved in. But yeah. All right. Tommy says one of our anchors for the news is practically the president of everything wildlife. Okay. There you go. There you go. Oh, Joy says she keeps taking the straw out and putting it in the corner. No bunnies yet. She's due tomorrow. Yeah, I might put the box over in that corner. Is this her first letter? Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Verna. Same thing. Yeah. Oh, very cool, Tommy. Very cool. All right. Exactly. So we're all saying the same thing. Hopefully, yeah, I would put that box in that corner. The only place not to put a box is in her bathroom. And then also pay attention because bathrooms change sometimes. Every once in a while. Not that much. Every once in a while. Yeah. Pile aquatics. Amphibians, fish, birds, herbs. All awesome. Very cool. All right. We are a little after 6:30, so I'm going to get into our topic of the night. I don't know how long the topic will run. Might spark other conversations, or we might continue talking about what we're talking about. This is how it goes. So if anybody new on here is wanting to ask a question or do a comment, go ahead and comment. You guys see how crazy we can be. Everybody's supportive, good supportive people here. So go ahead and do that. Even if it's not the topic I'm talking about, go ahead and put it in there. We'll get to it. Oh, cool. Steve, no. Okay, first letter for Joy. Can't move the box. Feeder is there. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. Oh boy, loads less hair. Lots of hair. Okay, so topic. There's something that's happening in the county south of me that is of concern, and I want to talk about it. So last week, there was an article that came out that a girl had been bit by a fox. It was caught. It was rabid. She was treated, and I think she's okay. I didn't hear any follow up, so hopefully she's okay. There have been 4 foxes that have been caught and positively identified as rabid. There's been total of 8. This is all from one article that I read 2 days ago, right? So there might be more now. There was a total of 8 calls about foxes attacking and being, weird. And only one was to a human. Others were to, I think, cats and dogs that were being attacked. And so it's something that we don't really think about usually. It is in nature. It's in nature anyway. There's going to be some level of rabies no matter what. like in nature. And it's just when it becomes a human conflict area, that's when it kind of comes into the news and comes into people's brains and all that. If you have bats or been around bats, that's an advanced risk. Foxes and skunks are also an advanced risk. And those are, I don't think, is it possums that don't get it? Raccoons get it for sure. I think possums' body temperatures are too cool to get it, which is kind of cool. But it's something to just bring up. Be cautious. Be aware if there's an animal out there that's acting not normal. It could be diseased in some way. It doesn't mean it's necessarily rabies, but it could be. The way they test for rabies is by cutting off the head and examining the brain. So if you bring in a bat that bit you, it will be euthanized. And they will look at the brain and do that. Now, the upside to having this conversation now is if you do vaccines and your insurance covers vaccines, like a lot of insurance covers vaccines as a free thing, or free, you're paying for your insurance as an included thing. The rabies vaccine can be included. For some, you have to have a risk factor, and that risk factor could be things like what I do is I was going to be bat trapping, therefore I did my series of shots. You're required to, under permits, if you are volunteering, not volunteering, doing your own project, whatever, if you have a permit to handle bats, everybody who handles bats under your permit has to get their rabies shots and be up on the vaccine. And they require that you check it's called titers. You check your level of immunity every 2 years. And so if it's for work, and just think about, if you're wanting to get it, thinking about how that how your work may affect. So if you go under people's houses, if you clean out culverts, if you dig holes that you later have to do something in, that something might fall in, just think about all those things where you may come across a raccoon, a fox, a skunk, a bat. And if you are in a higher risk, I would consider it. A lot of people say, "Oh, I wouldn't do it. I would just do the after effects." If you did it, you get, there is a series that you go through post being bit. But if you don't get medical care, and I don't know what the time frame is, but within a pretty short amount of time, it is a deadly thing to get. So it is not something to ignore, and it is in the news in my area. So I wanted to bring that up, that most insurance is plural, isn't it? Anyway, most insurance companies have vaccines included in their coverage, and you may have to justify why you want it, and all of that. But I will tell you my experience. It was a 3-shot series over 5 weeks, and that is, and that's still what it is. I did that in 2008 and have had my titers checked every 2 years since then. And until I think 2 years ago, I need to check them again this year. Until about 2 years ago, I was immune. And how great is it to get a letter that says you are immune? Like, it's empowering. But at that point, I just got a booster. So I just got one more shot. It's just a regular little tiny shot in the shoulder. And I didn't have any effect to me. One of my friends did feel a little bit feverish for a day. But it's not a live vaccine. It's just teaching your body how to respond to it. Now, that being said, if you're out in nature and you're handling things with your bare hands and you're getting, into animals and you're picking things up off the ground and all that, you may already be exposed to rabies in a low amount. I should probably say somewhere in here, I'm not a doctor. I'm not doing medical advice. This is just my advice as a wildlife biologist. There we go. I said the disclaimer. But at that low a exposure, that's not really the risk level that we're talking about. And you can continue to be exposed, after you've had your shot, and that will keep up your immunity. I'm not saying go get bit. I'm saying you have your level of exposure. Now, that being said, if you do get bit by something that is rabid, still go to the emergency room, because you don't want to mess with that at all. But you will be more protected. Now, I did just learn for cats, and I think the same thing is for dogs, that for cats, they have one shot, and then the next year they have another shot, and then I think it's every 3 years after that, maybe, or there's a third year and then something else happens. I don't know. It's not every year though, and it's not 3 shots altogether like for people. So and I just know that from Ringo going in and from Mama Kitty's appointments coming up. So anyway, what else do I want to say about that? Just a cautionary heads up kind of a thing. That's happening right now in Southern Oregon. Each state, I did not pull this up. Each state has a map of kind of every disease that comes up with wildlife. And right now, who has it? Oregon map rabies. Oh, I forgot to put the year. 2025. Okay, let me share this with you. This is very small. Can I make it bigger? Make it bigger. Okay, make it smaller. Oh, now it's up to 6. Okay. All right. Let me figure out how to share things. And let me actually let's get up last year's. Oregon rabies map 2024, because that had some different things on it. I was looking up all this stuff the other night. And make that a little bigger, a little smaller. Okay, I think we're ready. Let me figure out how to share. A screen. Okay, here's 2025. This is right now. And you can see over on the right hand side is the legend, and I like that they put the animals in there: fox, bat, cat, coyote, skunk. So those are the common ones. They don't have raccoon on here. Oh well. And you can see Josephine County down here. This is south of where I am, and they have had 6 foxes now in this year. And you go up to the top here, you can see there was 1 in February, 4 in March, and 1 in April. So the 1 in April must have been the one that bit the girl, I'm guessing, because that's when the news got to me. And actually, I heard from multiple people that are in that exact area. So anyway, so that's last year. Sorry, that's this year. And then let's look at last year real quick, and then we'll get back to the chat. Okay, 2024. So this is last year. So last year, Josephine County had one fox and one bat that had rabies. Jackson County had some. My county didn't have any. But I mean, obviously, it probably is here as well, right? If it's in the counties below and counties above, it's probably there too. It was mostly bats last year. So go up here, you have July, August, bunch in September and October, and mostly bats with some foxes. So I find it interesting to look at these things. They are informative, and you can look them up yourself. And let's see. So it was, Oregon.gov is where that came from. So Oregon.gov. I'm assuming every state has something like that, because why wouldn't they? And I know like there's a national thing for avian influenza, but for rabies is kind of like, what? Where do we get that information? So there will likely be, there's information also on the Center for Disease Control. I'm assuming that's still on their website. Who knows at this point? But that's who to talk to. Now, if you are going to request this, you want to talk to your doctor and not just call the hospital. Because if you just call the hospital, they will immediately transfer you to emergency room every single time. If you say, I have not been bit, I am looking for preventative, they will still send you to the emergency room. No, I'm doing something different here. So, anyway, I'm going to scroll up and see what you guys said. All right. Possums don't get, it's because their body temperature is lower. Yep. Possums are great to keep around for these things. I mean, they don't get rabies, they eat ticks. Could be better. They eat rotten eggs. They also eat not rotten eggs, but hey, yeah. Verna says, I hear bats when I take Lucy out for her last walk on days that are warm. Yes, I've been seeing some bats too. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. Steve says, you don't have to be bitten by an infected animal. You can be scratched by them as well. True. Yeah. So basically, if there's an animal that's acting weird and you have interacted with it physically, yeah, you definitely report that. And then I did read that if a dog is bitten or a concern, then they hold them. I don't know who they is, but they hold them for 10 days. And if they don't get symptoms in 10 days, then they're good. And if they do get symptoms in 10 days, then they euthanize. So there is no cure. Like, I want to make that very clear. There is no cure. So you really have to act fast for a treatment immediately. I don't know if they treat dogs or why they would not treat them. I don't know that. But for humans, there is a treatment that is immediate. I don't know what it is now. It used to be a giant needle into the stomach, and I don't know what the treatment is now. I'm gonna guess it probably is a smaller shot, but I've heard it's not pleasant. So there you go. Okay. Verna says, on average, it takes 3 to 12 weeks for symptoms to appear. However, some individuals might experience symptoms as early as a week after exposure, while others may not show any signs. Several months or even years. That sounds like Lyme disease. That doesn't sound like rabies. Rabies, I think, is pretty quick. All right. Erica says, as of 2 weeks ago, 5 skunks have tested positive. None near me. No other animals have tested positive. Good. Yeah. So Verna says, if you see dead animals, you could be exposed by their saliva or brain tissue. I mean, that's for anything. I mean, yeah, if you touch them, that's for anything. If you have an animal of unknown death, or of tragic death, like a roadkill that you don't know what his life was, I just wouldn't touch it. I mean, it died for some reason, you know. Yeah. Rena says I was told 25 shots in the stomach. I don't know if that's still the thing, but I've been told it's not pleasant. But it is definitely something you don't want. So I just wanted to bring that up. We can continue talking about that, or we can talk about something else. That's fine. Um, but it was on my mind, and it was local, and um, yeah. Joy, I don't. Let me look at this. I was going to look at the. Oh, I already closed it. The 2024. I don't think it actually made it up into your county, right? I think I remember which county you're in. But yeah, there's. I mean, you can see the difference between the 2 years that I showed. It's quite a bit right now, but it just means it's there, you know. I wonder if there's a United States wide USA rabies map. Oh, they're kind of all over the place. Center for Disease Control. Well, I'm just gonna put this in the chat just so if anybody's wondering what the Center for Disease Control says, CDC rabies about rabies, go for it. Yamhill. Yeah, I don't think yours had any last year. Yeah. Right above it though. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, I was looking up the United States map, wasn't I? Okay, not there. Is there a map? Oh, there's a Texas map. Okay. Well, when I look for images, it's not like they're just like this state has it and this state has it. So anyway, I don't see a good map to share. Anyway, there we go. Mayo Clinic. Okay, we're gonna put up a Mayo Clinic link. Thank you. So yeah, while we're on the issues of diseases, I don't have an update because I haven't been paying that much attention to AI, avian influenza. But we are starting the migrating season. I have seen some birds come in, so it's a good idea to, if you have your quail, your chickens, to make sure you keep an eye on them. If there is inside available, keep them inside for a little bit. All that. So yeah. Yep. Joyce says, I'm thinking I should check out getting vaxxed. I'm out in the hills every day where my animals are. I'm exposed to bats and raccoons many, many times. Absolutely, Joy. The probability of you getting bit, it might be lower, but for me, especially if you're going to be out, far away from people and stuff, I like having that security in mind. They're expensive if you don't have insurance. If you do have insurance, it should. I'm not an insurance adjuster or an insurance person. I'm not a doctor, but it should be covered, especially if it's part of your work. And if you get it, maybe you have to have a note from your boss. Hopefully, you have a cool boss. But yeah. Steve says rabies vaccine generally given in 5 doses over 28 days. Oh, after exposure too. Okay. So it's 3 doses over 5 weeks in the pre, like, so you don't have it. So 5 doses in 28 days. Okay. And first shot is given near the wound. That's interesting. Maybe so so things close to it can train. Interesting. Steve. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, oh, you mean the after ones? Yeah. It's just a regular little, I mean, like if you get a flu shot or something like that, it's the same. Yeah, Joy, you have quite a few barn cats as well that hunt. Um, depending on your attachment to those cats or your want to um, do something with them, the vaccine for cats it's at least one, and then the next year around the same time. And I don't remember when exactly that is. Yeah. There you go, Joy. There you go. Also, it could be if you're volunteering for something. So again, I volunteered to bat trap with someone who was on my committee for my master's, and that's the reason why I got mine. So because you can be there, but you can't handle them until you're vaccinated. So that's why I did it. If you find a bat on the ground, don't touch it. If you want to, get it with a stick into a baggie and take it to, I don't know, whatever your local disease center for disease control places, or I don't know where you would take it actually. Um, I don't know where you would take it. Anyway, it's not a bad idea to bag it up. Maybe animal control. Call animal control and ask. They would probably know. Yeah. Joy loves her cats. Yeah. Bats with rabies are rare in Ohio, Verna says. Okay. Okay. Good night, Jacob. I hope you had stimulating conversation about rabies. And I hope tomorrow is less windy for you. Um, anyway, so I have been taking some video this past week that didn't go into the week in review. It'll be probably a few weeks until you guys see it, but I have been seeing something out there. uh, so the bunnies for a few days were acting a little weird. The cats were acting a little weird. I did see orange glowing eyes from across kind of over by the well house. Now, I want to start this by saying I was not using a spotlight like so I have done spotlighting for animals for work. I had the light of my headlamp, which it's bright, but it doesn't actually go far. Mama Kitty and Ringo were near me. It was not them. But there's some other ones out there other things out there. I don't know what it was. I think it might have been. It looked like to me this was in the dark, right? So it's in the dark. I don't have good light. You already know that your bases are going to be flawed in that situation. So there's so many people that think they see something, but then you see the picture and you're like, what? No, that's a house cat. And so I have to work on, I know it was dark. I know it was not, I didn't have a good visual of an outline of an animal, which is usually what you get when you spotlight as well. And I didn't have a good gauge of height. I do believe it was taller than a house cat. But again, you have to back it off and say, well, was it really? But it So having orange eyes doesn't necessarily mean much. Animals tend to have, like a certain range of color, but it doesn't actually mean it totally. So the eye sheen of an animal, rabbits are usually red. That's usually what it is. Sometimes white, but they're usually red. Cats are usually green to blue, blue green to blue, and all that. Deer are green, usually green. Most things are usually green blue. Um, but it also changes with their eye color and with the angle that you are viewing their lens at. Yeah. Yeah. Our eyes don't have that because we don't have, I don't remember what it's called. We don't have the thing that reflects because we are daytime animals, not nighttime animals. Um, that that sheen is because that animal is bringing extra light into their eye, and so it's actually reflecting more too. So anyway, there you go. Steve says contact your local animal control officer or wildlife representative. That sounds good. That sounds good. Berna says big cat is what I sense when watching that video. You haven't seen the video. Oh, the thing that came up the driveway? That was a kitty cat. It was a fluffy kitty cat. I saw the outline of that for sure. But that wasn't orange. So the other thing too is what you see with your eyes and what you see with the camera with with in reference to reflection is a little different. Like it's kind of like when I did the video of those camera traps with my dad, I was showing you the red, but it was showing up as white in the camera, but it's red when you look at it. So I mean, there's some differences in what the camera views and what people view. Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay, Steve says ours tells us to bag them and throw them away. They don't come for them if injured. Okay. Steve says if I have eyes, I don't have time to examine the color. That night you were walking. Did I see something? I mean, I saw the cats. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't feel a big kitty, but yeah. Steve says the glowing eyes is bioluminescence. No, it's not. Glowing eyes. Okay, let me explain what I mean by glowing eyes. Glowing eyes is the reflection of the light. They weren't glowing on their own. If it's glowing on their own, then it is bioluminescence. I don't know any animal that has bioluminescent eyes. There may be one. It probably is a deep sea creature, but yeah, no, this is a reflection. Anyway, so it's pretty interesting. The cats were very interested in whatever was over there, and in fact, Mama Kitty kind of rushed at it. And right now, there's a pile of dirt in the front yard, and she was sitting up at the top of the dirt, and she's like, "What's out there?" So yeah, it was fun. I'm trying to think of what you're thinking of, Erna. Yeah. Anyway, so something's been hanging out kind of near these maples over here, which is also kind of where the culvert is. So I'm wondering if something is living in the culvert. I don't know. I did see the eyes from. Oh, did I put that in there? I thought I pulled that out. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. So, hopefully you guys have good things going on. Hopefully all the storms are not happening or not happening too hard. We actually have some sun for a little bit. How long do we have sun for? We have sun for a little bit, and yeah. So tonight, after the live chat, I will be posting the Cook With Me Live ingredients. And if you want to become a Katrina's Kit, a member of the channel, and join us, we will be cooking on the 26th of April. And here's the link. And the 26th of April is a Saturday, and we'll be making beef stroganoff and raw Redford cake. And my parents said it's very rich. so get some milk too. Anyway, so we're doing that. It's going to be a fun time. We do a few hours, and hey, if you're not a Katrina's kit and you want to be, it's super, super affordable. My goal with making it so affordable is to have people do it, be able to do it. Doesn't matter if you know how to cook or not. We are there. You know, everybody has different experiences. We share all of our experiences, and it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. All right, what's our weather? That's what I was looking up. Robert Redford, long time ago. Well, looks like we have very low percentage of chance of rain for a while. Okay. All right. Oh, Steve says I did the wrong glow. It should have been behind the retina, called the tapetum lucidum. Yes, that is it. Humans don't have that. That is what I couldn't remember, so I just said it reflects. I use the layman term. Yes, that is what it is, and it's mostly for animals that are awake at night and having to have that extra light go in their eyes so they can see. Yeah, but what's interesting is like specifically Ringo. I started paying attention to this once I saw the glowing eyes. I'd seen their eyes before, but I was trying to pay attention to when they're turned their heads and all that. And when I'm looking kind of downish towards Ringo at an angle, he has green on the bottom and blue on the top. Like there's like a line, like a bifocal, and Mama Kitty is usually green or blue. So it depends on the head tilt and the angle of light, and it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Yes, Robert Redford cake. It is a honey chocolate almond or hazelnut if you liked hazelnuts cake. And yeah, my parents said it was really rich, but it is good. I mean, I don't know if it's good. It will be fun. There we go. And then in May, we're going to be doing an early part of the month, the weekend before Mother's Day. Where is it? So that will be the 3rd or the 4th, or both days, depending on what people want to do. And we'll talk about that at our live on the 26th. If members are on here, if you have a preference between the 3rd or the 4th, let us know. And I'm going to be making a bunch of stuff for a bake sale. And so we can pick some of what I want to make or only one or whatever. We'll talk about that on the 28th and figure out what we're making. But yeah, it'll be fun. It's always fun. Anyway, so are there storms out where you guys are? Because it sounds like some stuff went through already. Are there more storms coming? Or is it calming down? Southern California had an earthquake, I think today. But that's pretty much what the weather excitement is here. And that's not even here. No, the weather excitement is that it has been sunny, and that is nice to see. That's nice to see. So hopefully it doesn't hopefully doesn't get too hot, and we have some good weather. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Verna. Did I do it? Did I yawn? I didn't even know it. now that I know it, I'm gonna do it again. Should never tell me these things. Oh man. So, I want to know what you guys have planted. I know I just weeded my garden, the existing garden. Had a lot of dead nettle. I just piled it up. I'm going to reuse it in the garden. Going to lay it out and then put some soil over it. It'll decompose. It'll fertilize. Yes, I know it's a medicinal. I have more. Don't worry about that. Um, and then this week, well, it probably won't happen till this weekend, which I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to be doing some garden stuff and then planting up all those trees and shrubs that I got to go in my food forest that is not a food forest yet. They're going to be temporarily living up here for the summer. And then I'll plant them in the fall in the food forest. Hopefully be ready by then. Yeah. All right. Beautiful today until a storm went through. Then it became beautiful again, Verna says. Awesome. Steve says, not storms, no storms. This week we had a reprieve. We've had 32 serious tornado storms this year. Yeah, that is enough. That is more than enough. My goodness. I'm glad they all missed you. Yeah, you're welcome, Verna. Yeah, that reminding you of the name. Um, I have plenty. I can do more with the stuff I have that is not in the garden. Um, yeah, for sure. Um, I don't remember what it's good for. I think it's good for topical stuff too, but I don't remember what it's good for. But yeah, um, it's an herb. It's medicinal. It's in the mint family, so that's what I know. It's pretty easy to pull. Right now is the perfect setting for pulling weeds. So it's another thing I need to go out and do is to pull up a bunch of the what's it called? What's it called? Knapweed. So I need to go do that at some point. The bunnies are loving the knapweed. I'm scooting them over that, and they are loving the knapweed. Yeah. Um, Verna says purple dead nettle is known for its anti-inflammatory, antifungal, and antibacterial properties, and can be used to treat skin issues, joint pain, and even fungal infections. Cool. I'm sure it is in one and or several of my herb books. Yeah, it's going to be. I'm trying to learn the stuff that comes up. Some of it's familiar, some of it's not. That was actually one that my neighbor who moved texted me and says, "What's this?" And I'm like, "I think I know what that is." I think I only know about it because of Ed, because it came up in his yard. He showed a picture. Anyway, yeah, it's only like that tall, so that's good. And I pulled up a few thistles. There's not very many. Oh, which reminds me, I need to go pull the ones in the pasture because there's some over here and some over there. And if I get them, then maybe I'm done with the thistles. That'd be nice. So anyway, um, yeah, I gotta think what I'm doing for the live chat for the first Monday of the month because that might be changing. It probably will be changing. Um, I know not doing it during the weekend, but I know Thursdays are Chris's slightly rednecks, and then yeah, and then I moderate for Gold Shaw Farm on the first Wednesday of every month. So Maybe I can do it before his. I wonder if I don't think his are consistently the same time though, so that's probably not going to work. Anyway, I gotta figure it out. Joyce says my guinea pig and rabbits love dead nettle. Tastes like celery. Does it taste like celery? I haven't tried it. I have not tried it. Are you going to eat the thistle? Steve, you know what's weird about your post? I didn't see it till today, and I've been looking at the Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group. So I'm not sure what happened because I should have seen it because you posted it a few days ago. And by the way, here's the Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group link. It is also in the description if people want to join, answer all the questions, and agree to the rules. No, I don't need to eat it, and especially since there is no stock right now. They are just the basil leaves, as far as I know. Last time I looked, so yeah, I don't need to do that. And there's still water in the hay field, so I have to walk through water to get to some of it. So that's not fun. But if I wear my boots, it's more fun. My boots for water. So yeah. Um, no, but artichokes will be growing here at some point, and that's a type of thistle. I was going to do cardoon. I have cardoon seeds, but I know cardoon goes wild, like really, really, uh, really, really prolifically. So I'm not sure I want to do that. Yeah. So Joy says I have tried it and added to salads. Joy, did you do the stem or did you do the leaves? Of what kind? Because I know like milk thistle, you can just basically fold the leaf with the points away from you and bite into it, and it's fine. I would not buy thistle seeds unless it's a artichoke or maybe cardoon, but the other ones they just spread too easily, have too many spines, and I don't care that it's called blessed milk thistle. It is not blessed in my mind. And you can go get it somewhere else, not my yard. Yeah. Yeah. So Joy, is it the leaf that you used or the stem? Yeah. Anyway, so my big push this week, besides all the other things I'm doing, because I have something after work. Tomorrow I have something after work. Wednesday, I think Thursday I have something too. Um, I do. I have a meeting on Thursday. I have on here Friday to process the rabbits. Um, if that gets pushed out again, that would be fine too, honestly. They're chowing down in the pasture. Yeah, I am feeding them pellets too, but um, yeah. So I don't know. And then this is Easter weekend, which I'm not really doing anything for, except for I'm helping out with the Easter egg hunt. But to all accounts, that is over very quickly. um, yeah. Oh, and then next week I have um, a biologist with Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife is going to walk my property with me, and I have some questions for him about basic stuff like what's here that I'm not seeing. I'm a wildlife biologist, but someone who knows stuff here is going to be knowing stuff. And then I have some question about like some fencing stuff for elk/deer down in the pasture, like and some other things. So that'll be fun. But there we go. Oh, Joyce says dead nettle. Okay. You've added dead nettle to salads. Leaves and stems. I should go out there and try it. I haven't tried it. 7:30 Central on Sunday. I'm not doing the weekends. That's my only time to get things done. I already don't show up to people's stuff on the weekends, which is I feel bad about. It seems like everybody's on the weekends these days. 7:30 Central. That would be 5:30. No, I'm sorry. I do have to work it out though, because I do want to be involved in this bee group, and I think that that's going to be important for my bee learning. Um, Really good group of people too. So Sundays. Yeah, no, I'm usually out doing something on those days. And the thing is, around here, a lot of places aren't open on Sundays. So if I need to go to town for something, it has to happen on Saturday. And um and if I'm not in town, then I'm out doing things around here that, sometimes I'll listen in. Sometimes um I'm doing stuff with my hands and stuff, and I don't have, you know, like I can't play it and listen to it while I'm going back and forth and stuff. But yeah, it's also times when I do things that I film because, uh, I mean, we do have light now after work, at least. Didn't used to, but yeah. The sun is coming back. The sun is coming back. So I did get a bunch of plant starts, like for annuals, uh, from Azure Standard. I went a little crazy and got stuff there because I'm like, I need to get something from them. Oh, and I might as well get other things from them because I haven't planted seeds. And I realized, you know what? That probably won't be. So if I get the starts, it means I can put them in the ground and they will grow, hopefully. There we go. I'm not doing the weekends, guys. What if I go somewhere on the weekends? Yeah. Anyway, I gotta figure it out. Um, yeah, I did turn you down for Sunday. Sorry. No, it's literally when I get stuff done is on the weekends, and I work. I do have a full-time job. Oh, Verta's angry. I hope you're not really angry at me. Um, but yeah, with working full time, it does make it does make scheduling interesting for these things. I could do 8 p.m. Thursday, right after Chris's live. He ends at 8. He ends at 8 Central Time, which is 2 hours different than me, which means 6. I could do it after. Oh, that was a pouty face? On here, it shows up as a red, angry face going, Wednesdays at 7. 8 on Thursday. Okay. So you guys would be. Oh, you guys are not giving me my time. You're giving me your time. And you guys are in two different. No, you're in the same time zone, aren't you? All right. I have to figure it out. Okay. Okay. He does 7 to 8 Central. Your Tuesday now? What? I don't know what you're talking about, Steve. Bowtie's here. Welcome, Bowtie. We're kind of. Oh, you're in different time zones. You are on Eastern. Okay. You guys are just trying to confuse me. You're just trying to confuse me. So, Bowtie, you missed a discussion on rabies. If you are uh, in Oregon, in Southern Oregon, there's some rabies stuff that's popping up. And I mean, there's stuff all over the United States as well. But yeah. Okay, so he says, oops, I meant you do 8 Central. Do your own math. So it'll be Thursday at the same time? That would be better to say Thursday at the same time, different time. That might work. That might work. So he's over at 6. Is that what I heard you say? 6 my time? 6 Pacific time. You're 2 hours different, right? He comes on at 5. I haven't watched his stuff in a while because I've been trying to get things done. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and he keeps it to an hour, doesn't he? Joy, thank you for being a Pacific Coast Pacific time person. Okay. Well, why don't we think about that then? If that works for people, I think that works for me. And let me type that down. Write it down, type it down. I have too many sticky notes. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's my notes for taxes. I don't need that anymore. I did them. If you guys didn't know, taxes are due tomorrow. I'll get started. Okay. And it would only be for the one day. I want to keep Mondays as the thing because that's what everybody knows. So yeah, 6 p.m. Thursdays. Okay, I'll put out a little thing. That would be the first. Well, it'll be replacing the first Monday of the night. So I have to figure out how to, first Monday of the month. So I have to figure out how to word that. First week. Okay. So let's, yeah, I haven't seen him for a while just because I've been, honestly, I think I have seen his stuff go up and go, oh, okay, I need to, yeah, I'll click on that. And then I'm off doing something and then I completely forget. Yeah. Yeah, but he's a good guy. He's one of the reasons why I have YouTube channel. So him and Zach with My Shire Farm, they're very encouraging people. And actually, you guys might remember this when he was encouraging Yusuf Freezer to do a channel. He's like, "You already have a channel if you have a Gmail account." I'm like, "That's so true." And I've had a name for a year. What am I waiting for? This little kid can do it. I can do it. So that was the final. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, he's a good guy. Okay. So Steve says, so you do the first Thursday and every Monday thereafter. Yes. But if the first is on a Thursday, I guess it would be the first Monday. The answer is yes, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Verna says, I watch him the first half hour, then go to Dinosaur. Oh, does Dinosaur Omelet go on the same time he does? I haven't talked to them in a while. I mean, I think I watched them once, and then I forgot. Oh my gosh, you had a dino omelet for breakfast this morning, Joy? Do you have ostriches? Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to write that down, Verna. The Thursday after the first Monday. The Thursday directly after. Thursday directly after the first Monday. I think that works. There we go. Okay, Bowtie, I'm not ignoring you. Let me go back up. Okay, Bowtie says, I watched your content on replay and regular videos, even commented on your water management video. Awesome. I am a handyman and deal with that a little here at the Florida coast. Awesome. That's my struggle. I forget and get busy with ADHD brain, or y'all on the West Coast start too late. I go to bed about 9 Central Time. It's half hour past my pumpkin turning time. Oh boy. Well, I'm glad you joined us here. Since you're joining us here, do you have any questions or want to share any stories? Because we've been talking for a while and you weren't there. Oh no. You don't. This is the time for community chat, really. I mean, people ask questions, I ask you guys questions. I have a topic of discussion. Sometimes that topic is said and it's gone, and sometimes it's just, there you go. Steve says, is your class the first month or the first Monday? So this is actually a club meeting. So like it's a group. I don't know if it's a club, it's an organization, association, whatever. And so it's the group meetings, and I believe, and I have to confirm this before I like broadcast it everywhere, that it's the first Monday of every month. I believe that's when it is. Yeah. So I will confirm that before I put it out into the world. You guys know, no one else does except for the people who watch this later. All right. Okay, you're gonna catch the replay. Just wanted to say, hey, well, welcome, Bowtie. I'm glad you stopped in, and yeah, for sure. And if you have any questions on like something, or if you want to comment on something on these live chats, go ahead and comment, because I see the comments afterwards. And I don't know if anybody else sees them, go back and watch and sees them afterwards or not, but totally be part of the conversation afterwards. That's fun, and might encourage other people to jump in as well. Vernon needs food. Of course you do. Food is good. Food is good. Yeah. So the bunnies are doing good. I removed the nest boxes for Ravioli and Penne's babies. I don't remember when, this week, and they were a little past 3 weeks old. 3 weeks old is when I usually do that. Might give them a little extra time if it's super cold, but they did completely fine. So, and it was pretty warm today actually, but they did good. It gives them lots more space to run around. And it's really funny because, they're in the nest box. So I picked them up and put them down, individually when I was taking them out. And Ravioli, who has 10, her babies for the most part are much bigger, like noticeably bigger, I guess I should say, than Penny's. And Penny has 11, but yeah. Oh, and I found her 12th baby. It was squishied and hard on the bottom. I thought she gobbled it, but and recycled the nutrients, but it looks like she didn't, and I just didn't find it. That's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Bowtie says, I learned some of the best things off topic. Exactly. The rabbit and critter talk is interesting. We don't have any at the moment. There we go. I was like, ATM machine? Because machine. But we've been on the edge of having some many times. We're past our dog and cat days. So what do you mean you're past your dog and cat days? You don't want dogs and cats anymore? You want productive animals? Yeah, rabbits are good. Rabbits are good. I've had rabbits, quail, and chicken, and depends what your goals are. Yeah. Oh, you have 2 neighbors with 21 chickens between them. Do they give you eggs? Yeah. Well, they're fun. They're fun. Oh, you had so many cats and dogs, or dogs and cats, with 7 kids in the house over the years. That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids. Yeah, I'm going the other direction. I want a dog. I have plans. Once those plans are set, then I will be looking for a puppy. Well, it doesn't have to be puppy, but a young dog, so I can do more training. Not looking yet. Do not offer me dog right now. So that's something else that I think I'm talking to my parents about it. How people always get animals before they're ready, for like not before they're ready, before their infrastructure's ready. And it's like people get chicks at the Tractor Supply or whatever, and like, oh yeah, well there's like 4 weeks until they're out, and I'll build something by then. You will. And usually it's not built until right before the 4 weeks or after the 4 weeks and all that. So yeah. Botai says I give them scraps from the garden. and occasionally get eggs, but nowhere near enough. Hence, we need 6 chickens. Very cool. So, have you considered quail? Because quail in an aviary is awesome, but chickens are also awesome. And chickens, maybe look at some of my older stuff. Look up the Racken House. If you're in an urban, then that makes sense. Racken. There we go. And here is Racken House. This is my version of it, and yeah, there we go. But doing it on deep litter, they will make compost for you. You don't have to do anything. Yeah. You need to start with quail, Verna says. Quail seem too high maintenance. So the only real maintenance, if you set it up like me, and I actually have I have a course. It's done. I just need to get on. I need to get off my butt and actually put it online for raising quail in aviaries, and but I will show you just a brief tour. I'll show you just a brief. If I can see it, there. Where is it? There it is. A video. Get shareable link. This is an older one, so it's before I made a bunch of upgrades. But I have a whole playlist on quail on my channel. But the quail aviary tour, that will show you the basics. And really, as far as maintenance goes, all you have to do is, depending on how many birds you have in your space, fluff up the bark chips every once in a while, and it works out really well. Food form is permaculture. Greetings, Earthlings. Greetings, Howie. Right? Greetings. Exactly. So Verna says, check out Katrina's quail videos. You'll learn ways that you don't have to do that much. Yep, exactly. The only and the thing is with quail, you can get quail and chicken. And honestly, if you set up the area for chicken, and you can have quail, and then by the time the chickens are laying, that's going to be 6 months. For quail, it's 8 to 10 weeks, some as early as 6 weeks, not months. And so you can enjoy the quail eggs and the quail while you're getting ready for the chickens to start laying. And then if you decide you want the chickens instead, fine, go with the chickens. But at that point, you have eggs already pretty early. So that's what I would do. But yeah, you do have to search more for the eggs, but it's not difficult. It doesn't take time. They don't lay in a nest box, but anyway, think about it. But yeah, I have 3 chickens and they moved with me and they are great. All right. If Howie wears a bow tie, does that make an outie? Oh my gosh. Okay, Bowtie says, I have a good place for something. Decent cover with west-facing exposure, but it gets really hot here. I'm not sure if I'm the person to process meat from the birds. So quail do exceedingly well in heat. Where I used to be, I have about 3 years of content from California, in the Bay Area, south of the Bay Area, in Gilroy, and that is it's becoming a place that gets really, really hot in the summer, and it got up to 115 degrees. Both my chickens and my quail did completely fine. I would say the quail do really, really well with heat. They need shade, they need water, stuff like that. And if you do the deep litter method, they already have insulation. They can bury down themselves into, to here for the day, and they are completely fine. I mean, they're going to be resting in the wood chips during the day. Like, they bury themselves. Like, they'll be in a hole with their little head poking out, and they'll just sit there for most of the day. And then they'll be active in the morning and the evening, and they did completely fine. So as long as they're shaded, they'll do fine. So I wouldn't be concerned about with that. With chickens, you want to pick the right breeds for heat. The breeds I have, just for reference, not for, I mean, there are many breeds of chickens, but these are the two breeds I have, is the Buff Orpington and the Barred Rock. And those are super, super, I think, good breeds. They are heavier birds. They're dual purpose, right? Mine are pets that poop breakfast. And they did well with the heat as well. And they weren't happy about it. Nobody was happy about it. But yeah. All right. Food Force says, I had subscribed to your channel as it said I wasn't, but I know it was. Huh. Should I check? Should I see if the number went up because of you? I don't know if you're talking to me or someone else. Hopefully you're talking to me. Let's see. Let's find out. It did go up. There we go. It was you. All right. And bow tie. Wow. We don't get that hot. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds adorable. That's because it is. And if you have a spot to sit in your aviary, it is amazing. It is like these little chirps, especially the girls make, and you don't have to process. So, like, if you're just wanting eggs, you don't need males. You can, if you have someone that grows them in your area, you can buy females ready to lay even. Now, they are only laying for about 2 years, so I would pay attention to their age when you get them. I wouldn't buy a 1-year-old bird. I would want one that was younger. But you can buy them just female, or if you hatch some out, you can sell the males, or give them away. You don't have to process for meat, but processing for meat is very easy because you can do it by hand. Now, physically easy is different than mentally easy. So if you haven't processed an animal before, then it means you're going to have to surround your mind about that. So I do actually have a video that I did recently-ish. Process. Actually, let's see. Overview for first-time processing. So this is a video I did not that long ago. First-time processing. And that will kind of go through my mental checklist, my mental process of doing that for the first time. But physically, they are extremely easy to process. You don't need any special equipment for those or for rabbits. So, yeah. Chicken breeds are important to choose right. I've been studying that. Awesome. Bowtie, what state are you in? Steve's back. If you've never processed quail or never processed an animal for food, quail will be a good one to start. Yes, it's smaller and easier with less mess, and also you can do it. You can do it in your hands without like rabbits kick, and it's a big thing. Quail twitch and kick, but it's a much smaller thing. So, okay, you did say Florida. Look up 340 Quail Farm. he's in Florida. I have no idea where he is, but he has quail, and you might talk with him. Lives a vacation life, right? Yeah, but you might talk with him and see if he has any. Yeah, I'm sure he has some that he could sell you or hatch some for you. I don't. There are other people in Florida too. Buster's in Oklahoma, right? Is anybody else? Somebody else is a Florida person. Okay. Oh, Bowtie says had to put down a dog. Oh, 340 Quail Farm. You are being secretive here. I would like to introduce you to Bowtie Life in the Garden. We're trying to convince him to get quail, and I have no idea if you guys are close or not. But Tim's a good guy. Met him at QuailCon. Yeah. Okay, let me go over and read what Bowtie's saying. I had to put down a dog that was, oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be different than that experience. And yeah, I can see how you'd be traumatized by that. And that would be something you would have to work through. What I recommend is if you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it, and that's fine. And it's completely fine to just have egg layers and all of that. But it is, oh, he's about 5 hours away. Well, there could be someone closer, or you guys could get together and have fun. Anyway, so it is something that is, especially if you've had a traumatic experience, it might not be what you want to do. But if you have a desire to raise your own, you may partner with someone that will do it for you, or maybe Tim with 340 Quail Farm. Tim, I'm volunteering you for a lot of things. I hope you don't mind. Maybe he'll do a course for you, or he'll have you watch, or if you have questions and you don't want to watch but you want to, maybe after it's gone, you want to see and you want to do the after part, like you can work that out with people in your area. We can talk about stuff on here. I have a couple of videos about like the mental part of that, but if you're already traumatized, I would make sure you know what you want. And if you don't want to raise your own meat, that's fine. If you want to raise your own meat, but you don't want to do the end part, that's fine. Find someone to partner with. And that will be, hey, here's the game plan. I'll raise them, you process them. And then that's something that you can do. It's doable, is what I'm saying. All right, let's scroll up. Okay. Oh, Steve says, I've tried to send people to 340 Quail, but lack his information. Oh. 340 Quail Farm, Tim, are you a member of, or are you on Friends of Sow and Tare on Facebook? Because I'll put a link here. It's also in all the descriptions. If you're on there, we can't actually sell things on Facebook, but you can put like a link to something that someone can get your information from. That would be fine. But we can't actually like, hey, this person sells quail, like do any of that because Facebook doesn't like that. But you're welcome to put something on there, or maybe you guys connect via Facebook Messenger. Don't put your information out when you don't want to. All right. Quail Quest is down south. Okay, so there's a different one. Quail Quest is down south, Port St. Lucie area. Lockdown tonight. Awesome. Good luck, Tim. Good luck. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely go learn someone like that. So he did just say, and what did you say it was? Quail Quest? So Bowtie, look up Quail Quest, because that's going to be closer to you. See, everybody's helpful. Just what I said. Everybody's helpful. Yeah, good luck and happy hatching. I agree. Um, Steve says there's some in southern Mississippi, not that far, or even Aaron, but further near New Orleans. Yeah, but that would probably be mailing. That wouldn't just be picking something up or going there, right? On a regular trip. But yeah, Aaron would be good, a good one. Or you can attend Gulf Coast homesteaders to get answers and connections. That is a fabulous idea. Steve, is there a website for that yet? If there is, you can put it on here. I don't know if there is one yet. Okay. That is happening last weekend. What is it? Memorial Day weekend? Is that right? Yeah, whatever it is. Memorial Day weekend, August, September, whatever long weekend that is. Okay. Bowtie says, yeah, figuring out what I want is the tough part. I will know when the time comes. I'm not afraid of something new. My brain just has to be ready for it. I'm turning 60 this year, so I ain't young. Hey, Verna is right there with you. And she has done quail and she's done cooey. She did rabbit. And so Verna is Vase Place and she's done all that stuff. So you can definitely do it. My recommendation, start with egg layers. And honestly, I would do quail if at this point, because even if you don't end up doing quail and you go with chickens, you're gonna have eggs. Like if it's all about the eggs, just have eggs. Get some females that are of laying age. You'll have eggs, and then by the time your chickens are ready, you can sell them or give them away, or even process them or have someone process them. Um, you have options. So um, yeah. So yeah, watch some of the stuff on the Quill channel on the Quail playlist on my channel. Um, watch the other stuff too, but but there's a lot of things on there that I think is really beneficial for an urban homestead. And when you watch my older stuff, that was on a 7,000 square foot lot, so that includes the house, the screen porch, the garage, all that. Is all inclusive of that. And so it was a very small area, much smaller than what the videos make it look like. So you can do it. I mean, I had over 50 fruit trees on that property, regular urban lot, with the house on it and all that. So you can definitely do it. And you may also think about rabbits, even if you're not going to eat them, because of their poo. Their poo is super, super good and awesome. So you can have a pet. There you go. Okay. Yeah, Verna says, yes, you are still young, Bowtie. You are now, Tim. Awesome. Anybody else I need to direct that to? Come join us on Facebook. I'm hoping to have more conversations on there. I know sometimes it's just me posting the videos on there, but people can post, I mean, things that are related to what we talk about, right? Like things related to homesteading. I don't want it filled up with a bunch of YouTube videos that aren't mine. The point is to have conversations about these things. So I wouldn't do that, but yeah. Okay. Oh, good question. Steve is asking Tim of 340 what his Facebook name is in there, which I guess we'll find out. Okay. So Tim's recommendation for Bowtie is Jean and Jocelyn with Quail Quest. They're close to Miami. Wrong direction. Oh no. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Steve. Gulf Coast homesteaders. I know about that. Awesome. Awesome. Labor Day. I always get that wrong. Labor Day and Memorial Day. I always swap them. Anyway. Sometimes in your 40s you can feel older. Are you saying I feel older now than I will? Okay. Bote says we eat a lot of eggs. Egg layers sounds most attractive to me. Start with that. Get yourself some egg scissors. Quail eggs. Get yourself some egg layers. They're quail. That's my recommendation. Quail egg scissors. And then if you like them and you think you're going to keep on continuing with quail, I recommend getting an egg peeler. So if you do hard-boiled eggs, they can be ridiculous to peel. And I have there, I think it's a deviled eggs and egg peeler video that I have that shows this. But having an electric egg peeler or hand crank egg peeler will be important to you if you want to have a bunch of hard-boiled eggs. Yeah. Oh, it's a panhandle. Steve says, bow tie, meet your quail pusher. Her name is Katrina. Guilty. All right. And Verna says, it was hard for me at first with quail, emotionally, that is. I would advise you to be angry with your first process so you can take it easier. My first one was a male that was a jerk. Not many are jerks. That's the only jerk I've ever hatched. It was the first batch, and he was a jerk. So it helps. It does. It does. Caroline Family Homestead's here. Awesome. Hello. Man, you guys are coming in late. That's okay. It's okay. Welcome, welcome. Earlier we talked about rabies being in the general area, the county south of me. And you can look that up on your own state and see how that's going for you. Hopefully everything is good. And if you want to listen to that, you can rewind it. You can't rewind YouTube, can you? No. Okay. Hey, quail pusher indeed. Hey, what can I say? I will have quail again. I will have quail again. I need, again, the right infrastructure, and I have it in my head. I have the location. There's some steps that need to happen first. So I was thinking this summer, and it might not be this summer. It might be later, but that's okay. All right. Welcome, welcome. All right, Bote says, I have no doubt I can do it. We have 10,000 square feet with 25 cattle panel trellises, 20-something beds for flowers, veggies, and more. I have fun here. Awesome. Awesome. So you're on 10,000 square feet. I was on 7,000. Definitely take a look at some of my videos from my old property. Like the last garden tour I did. Check that out. There's 2 parts, and that can show you everything that I've done there. And then you go through the animals and all that. So yeah. Oh, Miami's 12 hours away. Wrong direction. Okay. It's not all the same. Labor and Memorial Day are not the same. Another weekend you don't get off. Okay, maybe it is. All right. Bowtie says, trick to peeling hard-boiled eggs is to let them age before you boil them. They separate from the shell easier when they cool, in my experience. True. However, that's not what I'm talking about with quail eggs. Quail eggs are different. They are different. And yeah, so I've done it fine with fresh ones done in the pressure cooker. So it's like 2 minutes, I think, which means it gets up to pressure and then does 2 minutes and then comes back down or release. And yeah, but the quail eggs are a little bit different. Yeah, I hear geese. All right. Steve says all eggs fresher is harder to peel. The one time you want older eggs. Yep. And Verna says, what is the other name for your meringue cookies? Meringue cookies? I don't know. Meringue nests? Made nests before with lemon curd in the middle. I have another name for meringue cookies. I am unaware. Cookie. Vanilla meringue cookies. That's the video I have. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. If you are Spanish, suspiros? Okay. Yes, quail eggs. So there's a quail egg peeler. That is good. Yes. Common name? Forgotten cookies or meringue kisses? I don't know either one of those. I don't know, Verna. I call them meringues or meringue nests. If you do a lemon curd, I've also done a passion fruit curd as a center of meringue nest. Very good. Very good. Carolina Kine says, I miss my garden from the old property. We had more open land there, and what's open here I'm using for chickens, ducks, pigs, and goats. Few raised beds till I move the chickens. All right. Are you taking out trees? Is that what are you planning on doing that to open up some land, or are you planning on just having it how it is? Yeah. Oh yeah. So Bowtie says Living Traditions Homestead showed their egg peel their last time they had quail for the second time. Yeah, yeah. So I have an electric one and it works tremendously well. Like peeling them by hand while it works. And you can what I would do if you're doing that is take two bowl, so you do the hard boiling however you do it. I like to put them in the pressure cooker. If you do that, you're not stirring them, so the yolks end up on the side. So whether or not that matters to you depends on whether or not you're going to use the pressure cooker. The density of the egg yolk and the density of egg white are different. The yolk sinks. So that's why you're supposed to swirl them in the boiling water. But if you're doing pressure, then it's all steam and they don't move. So do their cooking stuff, immediately put into ice water, let it sit there. Honestly, I have put it into the refrigerator in a bowl of ice water and gotten out the next day. That works perfectly well. With all the things I usually have going on, that's usually what happens. And then you crack them, but you don't want to crack them too much. You want to just kind of roll them a little bit and put them, leave them in the cold water. What that does is the water goes in between the membrane and the egg and it loosens it up a little bit. But then you can either put it in between two bowls, put a bunch in there and shake them. You can do it in a mason jar, you can do whatever. And most of it will come off, pick off the rest. That's good. But if you have an electric egg peeler or a crank egg peeler, you can put multiple down and you just go, zzz, put it down, put it down, put it down. And if you have it cracked too much, then it will just be like random pieces everywhere. If you don't have it cracked enough, it's not going to work. So there is a finesse about it. All right. Good night, Earthlings. Food Forest Permaculture says. Good night, Howie. Thanks for checking in. And Bowtie says, ooh, I have passion fruit. Just arrived in the mail 3 days ago. Woot woot. Well, you will have passion fruit next fall. Then you can do passion fruit curd, which is lovely. All right. Everybody's saying good night to Howie. Okay, you are opening it up? Good. Yeah. I'll be removing a lot of trees over here for where my food forest is going to go. And I am kind of running into some bumps with how that's going to work because basically I was told by someone that hardly any of it is lumberable. Like you can't, people might buy it for firewood, but they're not going to go to the mill. But I've also seen trucks go by with logs that look big too. So I don't know. And now I'm considering potentially, because it is on a slope, where they fall, maybe rolling them to one side and like work on filling, maybe end up over the years with a terrace type thing. I'm kind of working. I'm plumbing it in my brain right now. I think what I need to do though is after. So right now the electrical, there's a lot of electrical stuff happening here. The solar stuff is happening this week, and they're going to also underground some of the lines that are going out, and then well, one goes up to the cabin, but it goes underground up to the cabin, and then one goes down to the well house. So those will be undergrounded. Once those are undergrounded, the trees that are in that area can be taken out. They're a little too close to the house, and yeah, so I want to open up that area. But the things around the house, well, and the cabin, and around the power lines by the street, I need someone who's licensed and bonded to do that. The rest of it, I'm trying to figure out what to do about that, because I mean, I can totally take down a tree. Done it before. Never taken down a large tree with a chainsaw. I've done with with other saws and Pulaski's, but mostly worked out in wildlands, so we didn't have much chainsaw work. But I'm totally capable of it, but I don't want to drop something on a power line by accident or a house or, something that shouldn't be dropped on. So, yeah, macaroons. Okay. I know what you're talking about, Runa. Got it. Yeah, meringues and macaroons, are they the same thing though? Because macaroons are not as tacky. I think of meringues as being tacky. Maybe they're not. All right, scrolling up. All right. Bowtie says, okay, quail eggs just sound like even more work. I have to get things simpler. I get easily overwhelmed by more steps. I'm getting a bit foggy just hearing the process. Oh, okay. If you're not doing hard boiled eggs, quail eggs are super simple. Because you take the scissors, you cut off the top, and you dump it. And then you have a little vessel that you can use for something. So the hard boiled eggs is the only part that's a little bit more tricky, and it's not even that tricky. Erica says we have passion fruit growing wild in the backyard. Awesome. Is it tasty? I want passion fruit. I had passion fruit. I should have started a cutting and I didn't. Carolina says already got some fruit trees and bushes planted. Some I planted last summer in case. Oh, and some this year near end of winter. Awesome. I have a bunch. They're kind of temporary plants. Some are temporary planted in a box. Some are still in their little packages. And this week I'm going to make a temporary home for them for the summer. And they will be planted there and then moved in the fall, hopefully when the food forest is ready. So we shall see, but they need to be in the ground. Yeah. All right. Bowtie says, one of my subscribers, neighbor, friend, in that order, has got me all excited about the passion fruit. I have maypop for local pollinators going on one of the trellis and purple possum passion fruit elsewhere. Awesome. Purple possum is good. I had Frederick's and that was really good. Yeah. Oh, good night, Erica. Have a wonderful sleepy time. And I will be posting ingredients right after this for our Cook With Me Live on the 26th. All right. Carolina says, I have some huge trees for sure. Most you can't even put arms around so big. Wow. So what? Verna says macaroons use some flowers? What do you mean that uses flowers? I've never heard of that. Oh, do you mean flour like the powdery stuff for bread? Okay, use some flour, and meringue doesn't. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, you did clarify down below. I should have looked down below. Yeah. That makes sense because meringue is a little tacky to the touch and macaroons are not. So cool. Cool. All right. Wow, it is 8:14. I hope everybody had a good talkie time. Everybody get their questions in and comments in. Good to see some new names on here and some older faces. Not that your face is old. Familiar faces. Yeah. Oh, Bowtie says I have American sycamore out front. You can't reach around. We had a rain oak removed 3 years ago, 11 feet around the base. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is late in Carolina. Yeah, Bowtie says nice to meet and check in with y'all. Absolutely. Stop back again. And again, as a reminder, I am looking at potentially likely moving the first Monday of the month to a different day. Right now, we might be looking at Thursdays after Slightly Rednecks live. I have another thing that I want to do on that day, so I am going to talk to some people, make sure that works for everything, and sounds like for the most part it works for the people who are at least talking in here. So, and then everything else would be Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. All right. Thank you guys for coming. I think we had some good conversation here. Got some good flow of people, and hopefully you enjoyed the chat. Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot about older videos this time, so maybe go back and watch some older videos, and especially if you're in your urban area, then that's a good idea. And then also join the Facebook group. There's the link. I'll put it again, link in the chat. And we have a good time over there. We can talk about homesteading things and make some connections. We tried to make some connections for quail today, and I don't know if we quite got there, but we will. We can make it work. So thank you guys for watching and being involved. Great live, Katrina says. Thank you. And Verna says, everyone have a blessed night. Absolutely. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you guys next Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We have a rabbit-related video today, or this week we have a rabbit-related video, and we have a instead of hiking up the mountain, we have hiking down the mountain. So we have a couple different kinds of videos coming this week, and yeah, I will let you know, Steve. I will let you know. All right. Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you next week.